Okay, this is English 101, week 13, part 10. I think this will be the final part. This will be sort of my final video for you guys. Let's just do a quick roundup before we're done. So the technical shit. You got to have 20 substantial comments on the discussion board before December 13th. If you want to know how many substantial discussion board comments you have, email me and I will tell you. Or ask on the discussion board if you don't mind it being public, and I will tell you. What is a substantial comment on the discussion board? It's something where you give your opinion backed up by a reason and an example. So if you're just saying good job or I agree, you don't get credit for that. That's not part of your 20 discussion board comments. But if you say something like, I think Fromm is right because I've seen this, Fromm says this and here's what he means, and I think he's right because I've seen this in my own experience, and you give me an example, then I can give you credit for it. So you got to have 20 substantial discussion board comments on the discussion board by December 13th. That's like, I forget, like a fifth of your grade. So you got to do that. There are also 4 major papers. Paper 1, Paper 2, Paper 3, Paper 4. Paper 4 is the departmental final. That's the one that about Roderick and Fromm. You're going to take it between December 11th at like 12:01 a.m. and December 13th at 11:59. I don't know if those times and dates are right. Please check Blackboard to make sure that that's correct. I'm pretty sure that's right, but double check. You're going to be given 3 options. They're going to ask you your opinion. You want to make sure you pick only one. Don't write about all 3, just pick one. And then I want you to, make sure each paragraph you write connects back to the question you were asked, and make sure you quote Fromm and Roderick in your essay. That's paper 4. Paper 3 is a research paper. It's due at the end of November. It's just like paper 1 and 2, except also you got to find something worth quoting. And week 8 lecture will tell you how to do that, and then quote 2 things like experts or unusual facts or something, but quote 2 things in your essay somewhere and discuss them, and you have to find those things on your own. They have to be worth quoting in a college paper. And the assignment for paper 3 is up on under assignments. You've already done paper, and so paper 1, 2, and 3. Here's the thing about paper 1, 2, and 3. If you don't like the grades you got on paper 1, 2, and 3, you can work on it some more and raise the grade. I make comments on your papers when you turn them in, and I tell you what you have to do to raise the grade. So so if you don't like the grade you got, I recommend making the changes I suggested and resubmitting. You resubmit it right in the same spot on Blackboard. I will say doing that earlier rather than later is the best. If you turn, because what happens is students, I'll make some suggestions, but students will I'll say, you got to do this, 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 and this. And students will do like 2 of the 4 things I asked them to do. If you turn it in on December 13th and you only did 2 of the 4 things I asked you to do, I'm not going to raise the grade, and it's too late to try again. If you do it early, I can let you know whether your changes were successful. And if they're not, you can try again. And you can keep working on the paper until you get the grade that you want on paper 1, 2, and 3. Paper 4 is not like that. You only have 1 go. But on paper 1, 2, and 3, you can do multiple drafts until you have the grade that you want. If you didn't do paper 1, 2, or 3, you can turn them in late. I accept late papers. Now the thing about late papers is you cannot have an A or an A- on it, because the A and the A- are for people that turned it in on time. But I can give you B+ on it. That's pretty good. And depending on how your other grades look, you could turn in a late paper, get a B+ on it, get an A in participation, A on your final. You could end up with an A in the class, even if you turned a paper in late. So if you didn't do paper 1, 2, or 3, do it. It's not hard, and I can't tell. If you don't turn anything in at all, you get a 0. If you turn in a shitty paper that's garbage, you get like 59 points out of 100, because that's an F. And you work on it a little bit, you can get it to like a 65 very easily, and then suddenly you're passing the class. So it's turn some things into me. I am eager to help you. And as always, I have office hours, every Friday from 11 to 2, and you can email me, and you can ask me anything you want on the discussion board. So just, that's the course. It's 4 papers and the discussion board. So if you haven't done the papers, do them. Read the Roderick, read the Fromm, study them, and that worksheet I gave you on the first day of class. Those are the moves to make. If you're stumped about what to write about, look at that piece of paper. pick something, quote it, put the quote in your own words, give me some examples to explain it. Do you agree with it? Why? Give me some examples to explain your reasoning. And if you want to get advanced, you can consider objections. What would someone that disagreed with you say? What would you say to them? And they get examples and reasons, and then you give examples and reasons to explain why they're wrong. That's the whole course. You're just doing that, and you can handle that. It's not that hard. This course ends a little bit earlier than your other courses. The reason for that, there are two reasons for that. English 101 always ends earlier. Even before the pandemic, it always ended earlier because of a weird way that the final exam used to be graded. It's not graded like that anymore, but they used to be a special, I used to have to meet with other professors so we could both grade your papers together to make sure one of us wasn't crazy. And so they ended the semester a week early for that. And so that's why this class is 13 and not 14 weeks long. Also, I ignore all holidays, and I just release material every Monday no matter what, which means we've reached our end early. But of course, that means that you have lots of time if you fell behind to catch up, because the end of the semester, the final day of class isn't until December 13th. And I'd like to have all your papers on December 13th, and I will try to grade them quickly. So yeah, that's the semester. All right, and that's it. In closing, if you made it this far and you watched 14 two-hour videos, holy shit, there's a fucking crazy pandemic. People are like, oh, the pandemic's over. It's not fucking over. It sucks. It still sucks. People are stressed and traumatized from it, and everybody's miserable, and it's tough. And online school is difficult. But you did it. If you got this far, you accomplished something huge. I mean, just for starters, several weeks ago, you read a Plato book. If you watched the first 10 lectures, you read a 20,000 book by Plato, 20,000 word book by Plato cover to cover. It's a huge accomplishment, and you should be very fucking impressed with that. It's a big deal to read a Plato. Nobody reads a Plato book from cover to cover. That's brilliant that you did that. Even if you hated it, it's still important. It's still part of that's one of those things your culture is built on. You live in this culture, Plato helped build it. So that's a big deal. This semester has been very hard, and it's a whole thing. And I'm going to say one thing in conclusion. I think that a lot of people, when they exit this class, think that my point was Plato's awesome and you should care about him. That's not my point. I actually don't care if you ever think about Plato again. I am obsessed with Plato. It's not my mission to make you obsessed with Plato. It's my mission to make you care about something as much as I care about Plato. And the skills that I gave you about how to quote and put the quote in your own words, and how to, give examples, and how to analyze things, and how to look up dictionary shit and considering objections, and how to organize your thoughts, and how to quote people worth quoting. All of that wasn't to teach you Plato. It was sort of to teach you a way of thinking about books. You can now use that to understand any book you want. Because honestly, if you can understand the Plato, you can understand pretty much everything. So that's the point of the course. It's not to make you like Plato. It's not to make you like me. It's to... I wanted to show you a way of caring about intellectual material in the hopes that you might care about something in the same way. The kind of writing about it, thinking about it, understanding it, putting things in your own words, using modern day examples to figure out, to connect it to your life, quoting people that are worth quoting so that you're relying on expert knowledge. Plato is not the point. The point is the way you're thinking, and I wanted to give you guys a way to think. And that's what this course has been. So thank you for joining me on this completely crazy journey, and I love you all. And also, I'll be back in person in the spring of 2022. I don't know when my office hours will be yet, but you can always, my email address will continue to work. And you can always friend me on social media. I'm the only person with my name. So if you know how to spell my first and last name, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can grab me on there. And I'll be in BMCC in the spring of 2022, so feel free to come by my office and say hello and meet me in person. And if you're interested, I'll give you a big hug. Up to you. I'm very excited to be back in physical reality again at school. So anyway, I the semester's crazy, and you're watching this and you're stressed out about all of your classes, and Christmas is coming, and it's Thanksgiving, and it's a whole thing. So just, good luck. I know school and life are fucking very difficult when everything's on fire all the time. So anyway, you're all amazing, and thank you for doing this, and good luck in school.